Happy day! So I'm trying to write the Pokemon Legends Arceus review. It's a long review, it's a big thing, and it's been really hard to get into the mode and write the script. I literally left the house today to go find a forest to park in, away from everybody, just so I could focus on the script all day. Why would I look at Twitter one last time before I got started? Why would I do that? I don't know, but I did. And I see this! So now I ended up writing a lot of it. I waited until I got home, I did the responsible thing. But now I'm here, so big news story today! Retro Studios has updated their banner image on Twitter. And obviously, this is a silly topic. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do a whole video on this, but you know what? I thought of something. I thought of a real good point. This is my channel. I do what I want. You can't stop me. If I want to talk about a Twitter banner image. Also, everybody did remind me how, I did do a whole video on a picture of Mario holding a watermelon. So, why not? Why not? Okay, so obviously it's not just a simple banner image. They didn't just update their logo or something. All of a sudden, they update their Twitter, and it's this picture that I think it would not be weird, wouldn't be going out on a limb here to say that this is something Metroid Prime 4 related. And it's so strange. It's just so, it's so out of the blue. And just first things first, let's take a moment to just look at it and appreciate it. Look how cool this is. It's so cool. You got Samus. She's standing in some sort of place. It looks like it could be like a spaceship or something. Alien spaceship. I don't know. But it's just her standing there looking really awesome. Just looking like a Samus looks. So cool. So cool. There's no details. There's no real detail. But I've seen a couple people being like, "Oh, does the shadow look kind of different?" I'm not 100% sure. It really mostly just looks like Samus standing. But it's so cool. And this is not art that we have seen anywhere else. It makes sense that this would be some sort of Metroid Prime 4 thing. It does, but it also doesn't. It also doesn't make sense. We'll talk about that in a second. So, it's funny because I know that it has been long enough for us to see stuff on Metroid Prime 4, they could have given us a teaser at the last Direct, and it wouldn't have been weird, They restarted development 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And if they were able to salvage anything from the initial development, then that means that they're pretty far along by now. 3 to 5 years is a pretty common amount of time for a big game. And maybe it'll take them years more than this. Maybe it won't even come out on the Switch. But 3 years, that's enough. That's enough to start seeing stuff. And yet, we've spent so long waiting, and I have spent so long telling myself to not really think about it, to not because there's only so long you can go anticipating and hyping, and when they're like, okay, it's been 2 years and we're restarting, you gotta just shut your brain off to it. I think about it obviously, but I can't really give it my energy. And so I've kind of conditioned myself to do that. So even though it's normal at this stage to start seeing stuff on it, it's it's still so unexpected. I feel like anything they gave us was even if it makes sense on paper, it's but I'm not prepared for this yet. I'm not open to this yet. Does this make any sense at all? I don't know. It's you just have to tell yourself it won't be there. Every time. You have to. You can't ever expect it to be there because then you're just expecting forever. You give too much energy. So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that if this really is from Metroid Prime 4, it's not a screenshot or anything. For all we know, it's just concept art. Maybe not even represented in the game at all. But it's not a secret they're working on Metroid Prime 4. They're hiring and being like, hey, we're hiring for a whatever, for Metroid Prime 4. It's not a secret, but it's like, this is definitely a weird way to do this. I mean, like, imagine, if you would, that at the last Direct, they gave us this picture and that was it. And they said, still working on Metroid Prime 4. Look at this picture, though. We'd be freaking out. I'd probably still be making a video about it because we would freak out. So it is strange to see it not even tweeted. That's the thing. They didn't even, like, tweet it. Someone just had to, like, see that they updated their banner image on Twitter. That was how this was done. How long was it sitting there before someone noticed? I don't even know. So since this is such an unusual way to, like, give us like, if this is really from Metroid Prime 4, this is technically the first thing we've seen of it. Because, you know, the initial teaser, I don't think anything there was really a representation of what would actually be in Prime 4. At that point, they might have barely started working on it, for all we know. It was just space, it was just clouds and a 4. There was nothing from the game was actually there. So, like, if this is from the game, this is a real piece of something about a game that is real, are they doing this on purpose to hype us up? You know, I mean, if they wanted to hype us up, it would be a tweet, right? That's what marketing is. It's not updating a banner image. You know, it was just like a social media intern doing this, so they're gonna change it later. I don't know. Like, it would be foolish of us to assume that this image here means that we will see some sort of reveal or teaser or something for Metroid Prime 4 soon. You know, say the next major Direct, presumably in June. Like, that would be a silly assumption to make. You can't make assumptions like that. You'll always get yourself let down. On the other hand, it would also be kind of foolish for Retro to do this if they're not teasing some sort of reveal later, you know? Like, we shouldn't expect anything from this, but then, like, from their perspective, they shouldn't expect us to not expect something from this. You know, like, you don't do this kind of thing unless you are teasing a reveal. So in this situation here where it's like it's impossible, it's an immovable object and an unstoppable force, we shouldn't think that this is a thing, but why would it not be a thing? Why would they do it if it wasn't a thing? Unless, of course, I mean, this option is always on the table, especially with Nintendo. What if they just think it's funny to torture us? You know, we've talked about this before. I think someone there, they think it's funny that they can give us these tiny little details and we flip out over it and make whole videos. And I think they just like to torment us. They enjoy it. They hold so much power. They know that. They know how much power they wield. Anyone working there, anyone working at Retro, you know, just like one little image, just a JPEG of a Samus, and you just like, hey, look at this. And we're like, ah! And it's like, they know that. They know how much they're freaking us out here. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I am still going to be cautious about this. Metroid Prime 4, it's kind of at the point where I am with Breath of the Wild, how, like, if it takes so long, I mean, it's like I said, you take so long, you can't be hyped that whole time. I kind of have to bring down the hype, and it, you know, I even said it specifically about Breath of the Wild. I was like, I'm not really hyped now, but I feel like it's not gonna take too much to get that going again, you know, to kind of open the floodgates again. And, like, honestly, I'm way more excited about Metroid Prime 4 than Breath of the Wild. So it's like last E3, like, we had an actual teaser trailer of Breath of the Wild with mechanics and everything, and like that was good. That was just, you know, I got my hype going a little bit more, but I knew it was still gonna be a while, so I still kind of like, yeah, but like this, I am much more sensitive to this. I'm trying to keep that hype down, but like, even just a little picture like this, it has shook me. I am shook, and I know that anything else, like this picture, I am still being reasonable, but like, I'm on the edge. This picture, like, I'm still completely, like, no, like, I'm not willing to give my energy to being excited about it, but like, my toes are on the edge here. This picture has brought me to the edge, and anything else, a second picture, maybe not even a trailer, but like just another picture, it's probably gonna push me over that edge. It is not going to take very much at all for me to just go full on like crazy excitement mode. And I'm not, I mean, like, I'm looking forward to that, but I'm also not, because like, yeah, it takes a lot out of me to be that excited, so I don't know. Tell me, my friends, are you anticipating something this June? Is it, I mean, like, you hit the 3-year mark, and then it's reasonable to believe that E3 would, yeah, 3 years after, yeah, it makes sense. Should we start expecting? We know we shouldn't start expecting. We know we should, if you're talking about shoulds. We know we shouldn't, but are you though? Or are you kind of thinking like, hey, this really might be a hint. We really might see something. Because I don't know, I'm cautiously optimistic that we would see something. But before this picture, I'm still not really considering it. But now, oh man, yep, here I go. Man, I'm leaning over the edge here. Even just talking about it here, I'm leaning over that edge. I'm still not off, but I'm looking down, and it's a long, long drop. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think about all this. Look at that picture, it's so cool. Oh, Samus! Oh, I love her, I love you, I love Metroid. I love it, so cool.